Hello YouTube, let's learn about really important thing in Bootstrap 4, and those are navigation bars, navbars. Now they are so important that I decided to delete everything from page and let's just go from ground zero, because I definitely want you guys to understand everything. So we have container fluid here, and of course we will put all content in it, but jumbotrons and navigation bars are so important that they are created in such a way that you can use them also outside of container, and also that's clearly stated into documentation, Bootstrap documentation. So let's just go with first example when we have navbars inside of container. Okay, nav. And you must type nav here. There is no classical div. I mean, navigation is so important that folks from Bootstrap organize navigation into this general kind of div, which doesn't have name div, but it is designated as nav. So class must be major one, navbar, and you must also combine that with navbar expand small or large, whatever, and we will combine that with contextual color, for example, and that's one part of the story. But you must also have ULs, unordered list, when we are dealing with navigation, of course, and the class will be navbar nav. So let's go to individual items, and we must also use dedicated class here, which will be item. Okay, and inside of where a link goes, let's just create it. We must use link with again dedicated class, and by all means, okay folks, by all means use everything what I type here, because if you miss one thing, maybe your navigation will not look beautiful. I mean, if folks from Bootstrap 4 did a great job, then at least what we can use is to stick with what they say, because they did a lot of testing, a lot of practice, and their research is based on their own experience, and those guys are probably too much experienced. Okay, so please use all classes and subclasses, don't miss one. So nav link, okay, and you don't need to memorize these things, but just try to understand everything, because that's the most important stuff. Okay, so let's create well, not here but here, titles, I mean names for links, like generic one, and we can also use that as a template down there a couple of times, up to 3 times. I think that's enough. Okay, save, and let's refresh our page. And here's the thing, you probably noticed that we have here white space, and that default I mean that background for navigation is different, and the reason that happens is because we have our navigation inside of our container. Now let me refer to documentation to solve this. Okay, see here, navbars and their contents are fluid by default, so you don't need to put them in container. Containers are fluid already, so use optional containers to limit their horizontal width. So on the contrary, when you are think that you must type navbars in container, then you are basically creating for yourself a problem or issue, at least. So just you can also have it outside of container, and then it will be stretched 100%. So let's actually grab this and let's copy that to up here, and now when you save and refresh your page, you will have totally stretched navigation here. But I also want to tell you about some other things, which is contextual color for navbar. Now yes, we use here default BG, but if you wanna change how links actually look like, then you will use dedicated navbar contextual colors. So navbar, for example, light. Okay, and when you save your page, yes, there is that difference, so let's change this to dark to see that thing better. And we'll use dark for both of these things, and you will probably say then you will be in position not to see links, but that's not the case. Okay, check this out. See, you see them. So there is no overlapping. Everything is constructed in such a way that support each other in the Bootstrap. Okay, so they thought about these things. Now what? Let's grab a little content, because I want to a little bit later to explain to you how to stick this navbar to top all the time. So I will just go to another monitor and grab something what I prepared, and that's just a couple of paragraphs, of course inside of container. And now what will happen is, yeah, so you have automatically here normal padding. Okay, now next question: how to put logo here, because some people like to create their websites with logo here, and some people up from header, I mean from navigation bar. So let's do that. Now the reason because people do that is because they're trying to save themselves a little bit of space. So between this general classes and ULs, we will just have one href, and with the class navbar brand or brand, whatever, and inside we can have, well, we can either have image or text. For example, okay, and let's refresh. See, so that's kind of nice. If you need it, you know, it's important that you can use it if you like. So image, yeah, okay, I'm G, and image was BS for JPEG, and also you need to state the width of your image. But let's just see what will happen if you don't. So this is the result. Now some people will say that's error, but look, if for some reason you want to use this, you can use it, because this is not just kind of navigation but also kind of header. Okay, so dedicated navigation header, whatever. Here you can have image, and here you can have a bunch of links or even drop downs and so on. But it's, you know, up to you to decide these kind of things. I mean, it's just silly idea, you know, you can use it if you like it. Okay, so let's try to define style here width, and you will probably happy from 30 to 50 pixels here, because if you type more, then it depends. I mean, it depends about size of your image, but then you can mess around the height or height of your navbar. For example, if you type 100%, then, well, at least in my specific case, the result will be a huge navbar, and I don't want that. So let's just go to 50 or even less, and that works. Now next question. Let's have this button here, so when users are using your website on tablets, on mobile devices, when they click on that button, they will get into a list of links. Okay, so let's go to our source code and let's create dedicated button. That button need to be between what's the term, image and unordered list. Okay, so button, let me have a little bit of space here with a couple of dedicated classes. Okay, so class will be navbar toggler. Don't memorize these things, okay? Data toggle collapse, and we also need to have target. So data target, and that will be specific ID that we are going to create. Let's see, just use the name here, target. And now, I mean, let's immediately create the target, and that will be div here, div with ULs, class collapse, navbar collapse, don't force yourself to memorize this, okay? ID will be obviously target because we need it. And the reason we need it, because when you click on this button, this thing will be activated, this whole div. So let's close our div. And what I did forget here, span, yeah. So either you can have, I mean, let me just type that. Span class must be dedicated navbar toggler icon, and let's just leave it empty here for now. And let's see, do we have any kind of errors? Oh yeah, I need to resize it, just a second. So when I resize, hopefully, oh yeah, so there you go. So that works, that's cool, so you have that button working. And yeah, I was talking about fulfilling the span here with some kind of content. So what will happen? For example, if you have these slashes, and then what will happen with your button? Pay attention. See, it's crossed. So basically everything what you put here for I don't know, A, B, C, it will be also combined with three horizontal lines. So maybe you need it. Maybe not, it's up to you. So also you can type here a name of your website. Okay, and let's check our results then. And that's not nice. I mean, it will work, but it's not nice. So definitely just stick with the default kind of empty button. Okay, save. And next question, let me see. How to have this navbar always fixed at the top? So let's go to our source code and let's type up here specific class which will be fixed to top. And now let's save and refresh our page, but check this out. Check this here line, okay? It's kind of gone. So I mean, yeah, the always will be navbar here, but then what to do with that missing content? Well, the thing is that we can also have class. Let me just find that in documentation. Just a second. What's the name for it? Fixed top. Yeah, fixed top and placement. Fixed top. Yeah, sticky top. Sticky. Where is it? Okay, yes, sticky top. So the difference is that you will see that content. Refresh. See, that's cool. But there is one issue with that. Let me also find that in the documentation. Yeah, also know that sticky top uses position sticky, which isn't fully supported in every browser. Well, you know, you just need to leave it some things, or you need to workarounds. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for this tutorial about navigation bars. So that works. Yeah, that's pretty much cool. So I really don't have anything more to say, just you can practice these things and you can also pull out some examples from documentation, but you basically know everything that you need to know to create your basic website and basic navigation. So anyway, thank you for watching and see you next tutorial.